This broadcast of the ASEAN Basketball League may not be reused in any way, shape, or form without an express written consent of the ABL.
Go right there, another block by Miguel.
Wide open is Regulus. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
47 remaining, he makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lie. Oh, everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net.
Leaky with a big steal. Leaky for three. That goes in. What a play.
Good afternoon. We are here at GSB Stadium 29. We have a game for you between the Mono Vampire Basketball Club and the Taipei Fubon Braves. My name is TK Sajatam Kosambu, and I'll be anchoring the game here alongside our analyst, Carlo Pamintuan. How are you doing, Carlo?
Good afternoon, TK. Very excited to bring this game to all of our ABL fans. Mono Vampires sitting at
And there you have it, both teams ready to clash here in this game. Mono Vampire, again, the first team to hit double-digit wins in this season. There's the next 5 games for them against the Singapore Slingers in a couple of days. And then off the road to Maba Stadium. That is going to be a big game as well. As for the Taipei Fubon Braves, a lot of games on the road, but first off, going back to Taiwan to face off the Formosa Dreamers. That'll be on March 7th. Here, of course, the Mono Vampire winning against the Saigon Heat. A pretty easy game for them, Carlo.
But it was, I think, a little tougher than expected, as Saigon was the bottom team heading into this matchup. Actually gave Mono Vampire a good fight in the first half of that matchup, but it was just too much coming from Mono Vampire in the second half. Meanwhile, Taipei Fubon Braves waylaid by the Kuala Lumpur Dragons in their last outing, dominated in all aspects of the contest, especially from the three-point range. And we all know that the Dragons hit it from downtown. They are a very dangerous team.
Yeah, that as we mentioned, the Taipei Fubon Braves in a bit of a struggle, losing 3 straight games. They really need Joseph Lin to step up just a bit more to help out the team.
Picked up double digits in the last game against the Dragons. Only 3 players scoring in double digits for the Taipei Fubon Braves, counting OJ Mayo and Maxi Esho. Joseph Lin had an impressive outing with 11 points, 5 of 11 from the field as well. But he has to be extra aggressive to give his team the local scoring punch that they have been missing in the past couple of games.
Yes, sir. Joseph Lin averaging 8.8 points per game, to go with 3.2 assists, managing most of the point guard duties for the Fubon Braves. And on the other hand, there we were mentioning Charles Garcia did not really have himself a big game against the Dragons.
Foul troubles hurt the chances of the Fubon Braves in their last contest. Only 5 points, only 4 rebounds, 20 minutes in the game. And when you are missing a player as good as Chuck Garcia against a front line with Kate Davis, especially with Will Artino exploding, that just means trouble for the Braves.
As you see there, the other guys had their numbers, were both in double digits for both Maxi Esho and OJ Mayo, but without Charles Garcia, they really needed to up it up a bit more.
Those numbers would have been enough if they had another player scoring in double digits, maybe even 20 points. But they have to find a way to step it up when one of them struggles. And that is the pressure on the Taipei Fubon Braves, because they have to play well each and every time. Unlike Mono Vampire, who can rely on a bench player named Tyler Lamb. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 of 8 from downtown, 8 of 13 total from the field. We all know that he is starter capable. He is actually one of the top bets in terms of the local MVP award, but he's doing this damage from the bench of Mono Vampire, at least in their last game.
Yeah, he's been really adjusting to that role well, ready to just come in and provide instant offense for Coach Andre Erlip. We'll probably see him do that again this time here, but this is the guy for the Mono Vampire, Michael Singletary. He's done it all for them year after year, and nothing stopping him down.
The Mono Vampire Basketball Club will only go to wherever Michael Singletary takes them. If you take a look at his numbers, these are not gaudy. 21.9 points, it's okay. 9.9 rebounds, it's also okay. However, his presence in the team gives them a calming factor every time they're in trouble. They give the ball to Michael Singletary, and he makes big plays more often than not.
Yeah, he's been here for such a long time. The fans are used to seeing him just explode. The leading scorer for the Mono Vampire so far this season. But they have had a lot of help, especially from these two, Preston Knowles, Michael Morrison, not in terms of only just scoring, but bringing everything to the court.
Different double-doubles for Preston Knowles, the point guard, 12 points and 10 assists. On the other end, a very efficient game as well, coming from Michael Morrison as he poured in the offense. Usually he is okay with just defending and cleaning up after his teammates, but he was aggressive against the Heat. As we now take a look at the starting unit, Joseph Lin, after playing off the bench in their last game, getting the start here against Mono Vampire.
Just basically a familiar starting 5 for Coach Roger Hsu, with Joseph Lin, Lin Meng Shue, and his 3 imports. From the Mono Vampire side, I think we're going to get a pretty familiar lineup as well. Frederick Lish, and we're seeing Tyler Lamb here in the starting lineup with Michael Singletary, Mike Morrison, and Narati Bunsan.
Mono Vampire is the deepest team in the league in terms of talent, and you never know what kind of starting unit that you will have to prepare for, because sometimes Tyler Lamb plays off the bench, sometimes he starts. So Coach Andrej Olrep keeps the defense guessing on what he wants to pull off, and that more often than not has led to great starts for Mono Vampire. And when they start well, it usually ends up in a win for the Thai squad.
Yeah, and that's something Coach Erlip has really done well. Coming in as a new coach, being creative to test out these starting lineups, taking Tyler Lamb off the bench first, Freddie Lish off the bench first, and then mixing it up as the season goes. As you mentioned, that's going to throw a lot of their opponents off their feet.
And it also gives the locals especially a lot of confidence, because whatever happens the game prior, you can actually have the opportunity to start. He has started with a different set of locals for each and every game, and now he will go with Bunserm, and he's hoping that the local can also provide some points here to power the offense for Mono Vampire. It will be a test for the locals of the Taipei Fubon Braves, because you have to get up against Mono Vampire. They are a deep squad. They can rely on basically 8 players to provide offense for them, 5 of those to score in double digits, so they will have to bring it defensively as well in this ballgame.
Yes, sir. It is going to be a fun game indeed. Both teams like to run the pace, push the tempo, and both teams have very versatile players. We are about to go underway in a bit. The Mono Vampire in orange, Taipei Fubon Braves in navy blue. Charles Garcia and Mike Morrison botch up the jump ball a little bit. And the Mono Vampire start the possession. Freddie Lish going up against Joseph Lin.
You said the game between these two teams should be fun. It was fun the last time out, with the Taipei Fubon Braves winning 98-97 at home. A 1-point victory. The marginal basket there were 2 free throws coming from Charles Garcia. That was good ball movement leading to a foul down low, so it'll be 2 free throws coming up.
Narate Bunserm obviously seen some of his time in the starting lineup for Coach Andre Erlip. He likes the young man's potential with his length. But as you mentioned, we've seen him move up and down the bench and the starting lineup from time to time. Misses the first free throw, however.
Maxi Esho tried to sell the offensive foul down low, and that was why their defense allowed a nice pass inside. Bunserm could not take advantage, but they get the ball back.
The Mono Vampire, the first team to get on the board. A putback by Tyler Lamb. And that hustle is going to be important in a game against the Fubon Braves.
Those are no-nos for any coach. 2 misses from the stripe, and then you give up an offensive rebound, and then you give up 2 points in the shaded area. Not a great start for the Braves.
Charles Garcia trying to make up for his presence. Missed last game. A lot of rebounds going on around there in the middle of the paint.
Now the Mono Vampire defense needs to be wary of the 3-point capabilities of the Taipei Fubon Braves. In their last contest, they were burned by 4 makes from Esho, 4 from Mayo, and 3 from the veteran Sai. So they will have to extend that defense and make sure that the Braves do not get hot from the outside.
Garcia with another mid-range jumper, knocks it down this time.
Chuck Garcia was in foul troubles in their last game, but now good start for him as he scores the first 2 points of the squad.
Seeing that screen to set Tyler Lamb up in the top. Again, Michael Singletary pulls up the mid-range. Team's not really attacking the basket that much to start this game.
Interesting defensive matchup there, because it was Joseph Lin actually in front of Michael Singletary. That was why he got a clean look. Just could not sink it with his first touch.
OJ Mayo tries to drop that pass to Charles Garcia, but it goes out just a bit. Maybe these two guys are a little bit rusty from all of the action this past week.
All of the traveling, especially road games in Singapore and Kuala Lumpur, now against Mono Vampire.
Going off the right side to Singletary, looking for a post-up with Mike Morrison. He has a slight size advantage over Maxi Esho. Trying to back him down. Getting double team. Nice kick out to Singletary from the top of the key, and it goes down.
Michael Singletary with a nice clean look from the outside. What we're seeing initially is a switch on defense for the ball screen for the Taipei Fubon Braves. And then when they get the ball down low, they drop to a really deep 2-3. Meanwhile, a lucky break here for the Braves as they get a takeaway, and 2 free throws coming up for them now.
Good defensive block here by Morrison. but unable to get the ball up the court. Mono Vampire foul to send Lin Meng Xue to the line for 2.
So we're seeing the initial defensive ploys of both squads right now. It'll be interesting how these two teams will adjust against each other. Two outstanding coaches with international basketball pedigree. And it should be a fun chess match between them as well.
Lin drops them both down. Still pretty much slow pace. Not used to seeing these two teams play in this kind of setup. But hopefully they're trying to push up the tempo indeed. Lish, nice pass to Tyler Lamb, but good defense by Maxi Esho.
Tyler Lamb had to get creative there, had to stretch against the defense of Maxi Esho. Late challenge was enough to thwart what would have been an easy basket for Lamb.
Joseph Lin getting the screen, kicks it back out to Mayo. Mayo goes to the rim, gets in there somehow, unable to knock it down. Again, these offensive rebounds giving a lot of opportunities for the Braves. That is not one of them that they'll take advantage of.
Garcia had to put that shot up as they were in trouble with the shot clock. Sorry, missed from Singletary, but another offensive rebound for Lamb, his second out of the game.
Back to Morrison in the paint, and Mayo just a little bit too handsy there in the post.
So what we're seeing right now from the defense of Mono Vampire is that they will allow OJ Mayo to try and drive against them instead of giving him clean looks from the outside. We know that he is a deadly shooter from the three-point range, one of the best in the ABL.
Sure indeed, you cannot leave OJ Mayo open. You cannot leave this man open either. Tyler Lamb pulls up from mid-range. Does not go down, however, and almost back in the running, but a quick foul far away from the basket by Freddie Lish.
Lish trying to swipe the ball, take the rebound away from Joe Lin. Comes up empty, and he gets tagged with a personal foul.
Lin bringing the ball up. Clear to see with his yellow shoes there on the court. Getting handled by Freddie Lish.
Either the yellow shoes or the blonde hair, really.
Just doing a little bit of everything. Garcia, though, faking around. Nice spin move to the basket, but great defense by the Mono Vampire. Going on the other end, Tyler Lamb draws a foul from Lin. A good two-position sequence from the Mono Vampire, both on defense and attacking in transition.
Foul called against Joe Lin, sending Tyler Lamb to the free throw line for 2. Chuck Garcia thought that he had some daylight to connect with the layup, but at the last moment, it was the local Bunserm who helped out Michael Morrison, last line of defense, leading to the stop.
Seeing a lot of free throws from both teams. Maybe playing a little bit more physical than they're used to. We have a good packed up crowd here at GSB Stadium 29 today on a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
I heard traffic was bad around Bangkok this time.
Just a little bit. Joseph Lindo bringing it up, finding some traffic in Freddie Lish, stopping him there. Now getting double teamed, switching to Tyler Lamb, swipes away. Lin gets open and drops it down. Quite a bit movement from Joseph Lin there.
40 minutes before this game started, Joseph Lin was already practicing those one-handers. And he knows that that is one of his main weapons. He knows how to keep his dribble, did not kill his dribble at any point. Found a way to go inside, squeezing and sinking that one-hander. Meanwhile, he gets called for another foul here. No, I think the foul was on Chuck Garcia down low, wrestling for position inside.
Yeah, that's actually Joseph Lin's foul, and he has
Lin.
2 on him already. Singletary navigating through, gets disturbed from behind, wants the foul, but will not get it. Garcia screening for Lin, does not take it though. Lin again keeping his dribble alive, trying to shake off Freddie Lish. He passes it. Good one to Garcia. Rings off again.
While the jumper of Chuck Garcia is also reliable, I think they have to establish him first down low to make sure that the defense would react coming from Mono Vampire.
The Vampire a bit sloppy on their end, turning the ball over, and a herky-jerky move by O.J. Mayo, drawing the foul from Tyler Lamb.
He felt the initial bump coming from Tyler Lamb, went to that well again, and this time got the call as Lamb commits a personal.
That is a veteran move by O.J. Mayo. One that you expect from someone with his pedigree, playing all these years in the NBA. Gets open there. He's not knocked down again. Freddie Lish coming down the other side of the court. Again, Joseph Lin has 3 fouls and not 2 fouls, not able to stay with him there. An easy pass to Bunserm down the paint.
Freddie Lish with a delicious dish down low. Reverse layup is good. A 3-point advantage for Mono Vampire.
A lot of mid-range jumpers taken here by Fubon Braves, and not many of them are going down as the Mono Vampire go back on the attack. Nice pass by Singletary. Bunserm unable to finish this time.
A little too deep there, maybe a little too fast for his own good, but as you said, an outstanding find coming from Singletary.
Joseph Lin attacking the middle of the paint again. Now it's Garcia against Morrison, trying to bang it up down. Gets double teamed. Morrison gets a hand on it and forces a jump ball violation.
You also have to give credit to Bunserm for being there, the double team, forcing this jump ball situation between Morrison and Chuck Garcia, as we might have a timeout coming up here. 9-6 is the count with 4 minutes and 27 remaining in our opening quarter.
We're about to come out of this TV timeout. It's still a low-scoring affair. Neither team hitting double digits so far, halfway through the first quarter. Taipei Fubon Braves still sticking to their starting 5. Should be the same on the other side for the Mono Vampire as well.
Taipei Fubon Braves struggling from the field here at the home court of Mono Vampire. 2 of 11 from the field for a measly 18%.
Well, actually, one substitution. Moses Morgan making his first appearance in for Narate Bunserm. Shot clock winding down for the Braves. Maxi Esho takes it from up top. Again, not going down, and those struggles continue for the Fubon Braves. Freddie Lish orchestrating the offense. They're trying to set up Tyler Lamb on that side many times already. Going back to Lish, shaking off Lin, pulling up. Both teams really relying on that mid-range jumper early in this game.
But expect Freddie Lish to attack Joseph Lin at any given opportunity. As you noted earlier, DK, 2 personal fouls already against Lin, as he will have to find a way to stay in front the cat-quick Freddie Lish and not commit any additional fouls.
Gutsy move here by Coach Andre Erle, bringing in the rarely used Sorotsun Tonsiri early in this game, maybe to wear down Lin a little bit more. OJ Mayo getting it up. Maxi Esho from the corner this time, still unable to find his range.
Still, the Braves settling for the outside shots. They have not connected yet. That's 0 of 4 from downtown now for the visiting squad.
Well, both teams aren't really finding their range, as Taipei might be looking to change that up, bringing in a shooter like Hong Shie Shan into the mix. Lamb Going up against Mayo, getting the screen from Morrison. Goes nearly all the way, but just too many blue shirts in there. Mayo bringing it up, trying to get through Lamb. A lot of moves there, but too much defense from both sides right now, making things very difficult on the offensive end. Shots continuing to clang off as the Taipei Fubon Braves come up. Charles Garcia drawing Morrison away from the paint. Gets it to Hung Chi Shan. OJ Mayo gets an opening. And another defensive stop by the Mono Vampire.
The referees allowing a lot of contact on both ends as OJ Mayo is a little bit frustrated with no calls, at least in his past couple of drives, as he vocalizes his complaints with a couple of referees as the veteran Tsai heads into the matchup.
Tsai will be a boost for the Fubon Braves off the bench, but it's looking like a Mono Vampire defensive game so far in this first quarter.
Had a great start in his ABL career, scoring a bunch of double-digit outputs, but he has since slowed down. And that led to the woes, actually, of the Taipei Fubon Braves. When you have to rely almost exclusively on your 3 world imports while the other teams get a little something from their locals, from their bench specifically, it puts so much pressure on Mayo, Esho, and Garcia to bring it every single game. It's like that. It's like they can't afford to have an off game, because if they do, that will result to a loss for the Braves.
Yeah, but don't forget that the Braves have been missing Lin Chi-che for an extended period of time, and hopefully he comes back soon just to raise the level of entertainment and excitement here in the ABL, and the Braves are certainly looking forward to him coming back too. Meanwhile, OJ Mayo, a rare double miss at the line. On the Vampire attack back, Tyler Lamb with 2 fouls, stays on the court. Passes inside, now it's with Morrison. Kicking around those corners, and it's gone away. Back to the Fubon Braves, but those passes across the zone aren't really the type of passes that coaches like.
And he panicked when he saw the double team, did not really take a good look at where Moses Morgan was before trying to send the ball to him.
That might be something that Coach Su would want to look at, closing in on Mike Morrison early in the paint. Garcia gets it to Hung Shishan. Sai back to Hung. He's a sharpshooter, but he's not getting down. Again, the struggles from downtown.
0 of 5 now as a team for the Braves.
Tyler Lamb gets inside somehow, and the ball is lost on a turnover once again for the Mono Vampire.
I think Singletary was surprised that Lamb even got that ball to him, and there were a lot of bodies between those two.
Shank away, picks up from the same spot. Does not go down. Mono Vampire attack back quickly. Michael Singletary usually knocks those down. There's a lot of balls rimmed out of the basket right now on both sides.
You have to check those rims. DK, they've been closed for a while now for both teams. Finally something for the Fubon Braves.
It just takes a little bit of unorthodox move there by Sai to get that in. Move the scoring up a bit.
That's just veteran smarts for you when nothing is going on outside. Even if he can shoot from there, decided to take the ball inside.
Singletary gets disturbed on the shot. Probably asking for a foul there. That is not his usual three-point trajectory. Both coaches going pretty deep into the lineup, and a rare opportunity here for Chanachon Glahan. He's missed the earlier parts of the season nursing an injury, but making his way back in the ABL this year. Shishan gets it to Garcia. Garcia again with a mid-range jumper. And it's water this time.
That's his second conversion from the mid-range in this ball game. And just like that, the Taipei Fubon Braves take the advantage 10-9 against Mono Vampire.
Chunton Seri has Sai on and forces him to the left. Gets fouled once again, and that is on Maxi Esho.
So the last time Mono Vampire scored, it was at the 5-minute, 5-second mark. It was a reverse layup coming from Bun Serm. After that, they've been largely quiet, allowing the Braves to take the advantage.
But the Braves haven't scored that much as well. As we mentioned, neither team has scored that much in this game. Nearing the end of the first quarter, only a 10-9 lead by the Fubon Braves.
Coach Ulrep already using 4 players off the bench, but you have yet to see his third world import, Preston Knowles, the action in this ball game.
Preston Knowles has seen a lot of action after a couple of minutes to start the game, coming in as that instant offense, instant defense kind of guy.
It's a sloppy possession for the Taipei Fubon Braves. Nothing really going right for them. Luckily for Fubon, Mono Vampire is not playing up to par as well. 9 points on the board only for that team. You know, if you compare that to their first game, the score was 25-21.
But knowing the quality of these two teams, once they get it clicking, it's going to be a trouble for the other team if they can't figure it out. And Shishan attacking from the left. Fade away two. Still reaching for difficult shots for both teams. We're down into the last minute of action here. Siri gets it to Morrison, the only import on the court for Mono Vampire. Kicks it to Glahan, fakes it, and he gets the layup.
You rarely see him making moves like that, but he definitely can. Finally, adding to the tally of Mono Vampire, almost a 5-minute silence there broken.
You can be pretty sure that he was not on the scouting reports of the Fubon Braves heading into this game, and that's already showing. Charles Garcia looking to attack back, ball loses on the way up. Ananti releases, does not go down to end the first quarter, but the Mono Vampire go up ahead 11-10. We will be back for the second quarter after a short break. We're about to start the second quarter, and it looks like it's going to be extended minutes for an awkward lineup here from Andre Erlip. But they're up in the lead 11-10. What is happening in the first quarter, Carlo?
Ugly shooting for both camps in the first 10 minutes. 4 of 18 from the field, 22% for Mono Vampire. You see 20% for Taipei Fubon Braves. That's 4 of 20. Even their free throws, only 50% for Taipei Fubon, 2 of 4. Meanwhile, Mono shot worse from the stripe at 2 of 6.
The Mono Vampire, a bit interesting that Coach Andre Erlip is continuing to go with Sunton Siri at the point guard spot. Preston Knowles is in the lineup, but could be hampered with some injuries. That's why they're keeping him out so far. Sinton Siri inbounding the ball, gets it to Morgan. Quick closeout by Ko. Getting it to Chanachon, scored earlier. This is Morgan driving inside, mid-range J. Rims out and a rebound by Sang Wen Ting, who is making his first appearance in this game.
You know, what's interesting in this game, TK, is to see which team will heat up first, because you know, the team that gets momentum could very well break this game wide open early.
Still not looking to happen so far. Big rebound by Mike Morrison forces a foul out of Charles Garcia there.
Only the first personal foul of Chuck Garcia. That's certainly a good sign for the Taipei Fubon Braves, because they really missed his presence in the last game in that poor loss, poor effort against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons.
Vampire bringing it up. Ananti gets it to Morrison again. He'll be the focus point of this lineup. And another cross-zone pass, ill-advised, as we were mentioning earlier in the first quarter.
Again, he saw the double team and he wanted to release the ball as quickly as he could. So if you are the defense at the Taipei Fubon Braves, every time that Morrison touches the ball at the post, you send a quick double team. And so far, he has turned the ball over twice already.
Now the Braves have to figure it out on offense. Seng to Ko. Ko can't shoot it, but he gets closed out, goes for the mid-range J and gets smothered by Morrison, his second block of the game. Garcia floats it in, does not go down. Mono Vampire pushing it with Ananthi leading the way. Ananthi gets the pass and it is turned over to the Braves once again. Continuous sloppy plays by both teams, slowing down this game. Sai trying to get past Ananthi, gets fouled, and will go to the line for two.
That Sai is just looking for ways to score. It does not matter if it does not look pretty. Scored earlier, now he can add to his tally from the free throw line as he's about to take two.
The Braves will settle for anything despite it not being pretty right now, because anything has to work if they want to win this game and bounce back from a 3-game losing streak.
Sai averaging 8.6 points per contest, 4.2 rebounds. That was much higher in the early goings of the 10th season of the ASEAN Basketball League, the first of the Taipei Fubon Braves. But he has since slowed down because you know what? The level of coaching here in the ABL is also very high. I mean, if you get a hot start, the coaches of the opposing teams will start paying more attention to you, deciphering your game, breaking down your tendencies, and chances are you will be well defended in your next set of games.
Yes, every team has a scouting crew just breaking down the games of their opponents. Barely anything goes missing from the scouting reports. On the left, Tyler Lamb coming back into the game. As he gets the ball there, he has Max Esho on him. Getting a screen from Chanta John, gets open and an air ball, but there once again Chanachon Glahan with the cleanup.
Chanachon Glahan with 4 points in the game, while Maxi Esho and OJ Mayo have both failed to score so far.
That's the kind of game it has been. Braves continuing to not get the three-point shooting in form so far yet. Good pass by Lamb inside to Chanta John, but it rolls out on the front. As the Braves go out on the break, Maxi Esho attacks. And Seng Wenting with the cleanup on the offensive board.
Sticking with the play, not expecting Maxi Esho to convert on that one. The veteran Seng cleaning up after his teammate to retake the lead for the Braves.
Solo Chunton gets it to Glahan. He fakes and gets Esho up. Fakes again. And Chanachon Glahan. What a comeback this has been from the veteran.
Not in a billion years would you expect him to score 6 points that quickly coming off the bench. And he's putting the moves on his defenders in this ball game.
Again, 6 points, the top scorer on both teams in this game so far. Sai gets it in with an answer of his own.
He is putting in the work, and what's important for Sai is that he's not taking shots outside.
Lamb nearly getting on the highlight reel there. breaking down Kuala, but not taking the shot. Looking for a screen. Crosses it to the leading scorer. Takes a three, but it is partially blocked by Maxi Esho, who's on the other side of the floor running, and he gets the throw down in.
Fast break opportunity turning into goal for Maxi Esho as he scores on this two-handed throwdown. Taipei Fubon Braves building a 3-point advantage now, 18-15, as Mono Vampire requests this timeout.
Coming out of the timeout, the Fubon Braves up ahead 18-15. The Mono Vampire with the ball. Tyler Lamb trying to get Moses Morgan inside the post. He's up against Sai. A lot of blue shirts swarming him, getting it to Freddie Lish. Good defense here by the Braves. As the shot clock winds down. Jordan Braves back on the attack. Getting it to OJ Mayo, pulls up immediately, and he gets into stroke.
He only needs some daylight to be able to launch that three-point shot. Tirawa Chantachon not ready to defend that three-ball, allowing OJ Mayo to get his first 3 points of the contest as a foul is given up here by the veteran big man. Look at this, the bump coming from Sang Monteng. Not a problem just yet.
That is a dangerous opportunity given by the Mono Vampire because OJ Mayo, once he gets on a groove, he can really go, especially recovering off a poor shooting night against the KL Dragons.
Again, as we noted earlier, TK, if you can force him to drive against you, that is much better. Just make him go through defender after defender, making go against your big man instead of giving him looks from the outside.
Michael Singletary, great pass to Morrison, but it rolls out. One of the easiest finishes you can find, though. Mayo trying to drop it to Esho. It rolls off his feet and goes out back to the Mono Vampire.
Michael Morrison was an efficient 7 of 9 from the field in their last game. Not a great start. Yep, great call by the referee. It bounced off the foot of Maxi Esho. Morrison did a great job of staying away from it.
Lamb shakes Sai loose and another great pass, but Mike Morrison unable to keep his hands on it.
That's 3 turnovers now for Mike Morrison, as the Braves will try to add on to the 6-point advantage.
Braves attacking on with Sai. He has Moses Morgan on him. Sang Wen Ting with Mike Morrison outside on the perimeter. Trying to go inside, has forced into a fadeaway jumper. Mono Vampire attacking back. Singletary passes it deep, but another turnover in the paint on that Morrison connection. OJ Mayo shaking loose, kicks it to the corner. Maxi Esho for 3.
And now the Taipei Fubon Braves have momentum. They stretch their lead to its biggest at 9 points, 24-15, capitalizing on multiple errors coming from Mono Vampire, specifically Morrison.
Tyler Lamb there gets open on a quick fake away from Mayo. Mayo asking for the push off, but the ref's not going to call it as the Mono Vampire retaliate.
But finally, we're sensing that business is about to pick up in this ball game. It was a crawl in the first 10 minutes, but the offense starting to heat up for both camps at this stage of the second quarter.
And a timeout will be called on the floor with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. We'll be back in a bit. Both teams starting to heat it up here in the 10th season of the ABL. This is the game between the Mono Vampire and the Taipei Fubon Braves. We're here at GSB Stadium 29 in Nonthaburi, Thailand. The Taipei Fubon Braves knocking down back-to-back threes before a triple answered by Tyler Lamb for the Mono Vampire. The home team still down by 6 points.
3-point shots refused to fall earlier for the Taipei Fubon Braves, but connections coming from Esho and Mayo has allowed them to grab a 6-point lead.
Nice setup here by the Braves out of the timeout to get Saigon Heat an open look. And it rims out. Mono Vampire get back on offense. Freddie Lish back on the court as the point guard. Setting it up to Singletary from the top. Rims up and off the top of the backboard.
But you can see the adjustment coming from Coach Andrej Oldrep. Instead of locating Michael Morrison for post-up opportunities, he's now using him as a screener, trying to use that high ball screen to make the defense of the Braves react and to allow Freddie Lish to find his open teammates.
Coach Shu Jin-sha bringing in Joseph Lin back. He had 2 fouls already in the first quarter. Trying to play around with this screen, gets open for a floater, and it rolls out. And the Vampire attacking back. Freddie Lish from the corner, and it goes down.
If you watch the intro video of the ASEAN Basketball League, you will see that that corner is a favorite of Freddie Lish. And that is why when he takes shots from there, expect them to fall.
And the Mono Vampire do emphasize on using those corner threes. That one gets the opportunity for Tyler Lamb to attack Joseph Lin. That could be the third personal on the point guard.
Yep, did not stay completely vertical, lowered his arms a little bit, made contact with Lamb, who is now on the free throw line for 2.
It's obviously going to be a dent in the talent of the roster of Fubon Braves if he has to be benched with foul trouble. And nonetheless, the Braves were able to make a run and take the lead with Lin on the bench. We talk about the depth of the Mono Vampire a lot, but the Taipei Fubon Braves are just as deep.
But now you can really see how deep Mono Vampire is because they're doing this without one of their world imports, and Preston Knowles, who has yet to see action. I heard whispers that he might be dealing with an injury.
Joseph Lin once again facing Tyler Lamb. Gets a screen from Garcia, kicks it back to Garcia. The top of the key, and it goes down.
Now, mid-range game has been money for Charles Garcia. Already 3 conversions from that spot.
Mike Morrison, though, once he gets the ball, he's looking to attack Garcia, and works well there, getting a foul.
That's a much better idea for Michael Morrison because earlier he was waiting for the double team to commit, but this time, as soon as he touched that ball, went to a move already. Defense was not ready yet, drawing the foul, and they are in the penalty, talking about the Braves. Morrison on the stride for 2.
Should be Garcia's second personal foul, but Coach Roger is going to give him a breather nonetheless. Oh, that's 3 personal fouls on Garcia. Again, we were mentioning about the foul trouble on Garcia in the past game. Still haunting him here. Morrison knocks down 1 of 2. That's an area in this game that has to improve a bit. Joseph Lin gets it to Mayo. He's been a bit quiet. Gets it to Sengwen Ding again. Does not make another triple. But what a pass up ahead, and Mike Morrison brings it down hard.
That's textbook for Mono Vampire. When you have a big man shooting a 3, the defender will do well if he leaks out. A good forward pass leading to the slam dunk, and now we're all tied up at 26 apiece.
It's going to be a timeout on the floor. We're coming back for the final 3 minutes of the second quarter. A dunk earlier by Mike Morrison capitalizes an 11-2 run by the Mono Vampire to get back in and tie this game up at 26.
First field goal for Morrison, and Mono Vampire is hoping that it will get him going finally in this ball game. He has struggled as he has committed 3 turnovers already in this contest.
That dunk, of course, raising the level of excitement here by the fans. They will the home team on. OJ Mayo, the wide open. Does not go down. You do not see many of those. The Vampire attacking back. Moses Morgan goes to the left against Maxi Esho. A forward teammate with the Saigon Heat goes right in his face for the layup.
Strong move for Moses Morgan. We mostly know him for his capability to shoot from the outside, but he has a strong build, able to take the contact. And speaking of taking contact, there's another one. As Maxi Esho draws a foul, Michael Morrison comes out limping. This could be problematic for Mono Vampire. They already are playing without a Preston Knowles, their point guard import. Looks like a knee to the side of the hip there for Morrison.
It shouldn't be much as he's walking on his own. Maybe need to just shake it off a bit. Well, the Mono Vampire is going to play safe, bringing in Noparn Sangtong. Nonetheless, Morrison walking off on his own. That's always a good sign. Let's see, Esho 5 points already in this game. The second leading scorer for the Braves.
He has been a game changer for the Taipei Fubon Braves, as he has added another great weapon on offense. Can shoot from the outside, can penetrate inside. We know he's the leader. He was the Finals MVP last season with the BTN CLS Knights Indonesia.
So really all-around talent. His 3rd season in the ABL. First with the Saigon Heat, and as you mentioned, last year a champion with the CLS Knights. Looking to add more to his silverware this year. Tyler Lamb shakes the offense loose. And an offensive foul called, possibly the moving screen on Noporn Sangtong.
Oh, that puts to waste what was an impressive move coming from Tyler Lamb. That you can see the frustration coming from the coach of Mono Vampire because it was unnecessary. It was done. The defenders were already defeated. Michael Singletary was open for a shot, which is now waved off because of that offensive foul.
Fubon Braves now down 1. Maxi Esho trying to attack. Kicks it off. Hung Shishan way off from triple. Taipei Fubon Braves early in the season were one of the best three-point shooting teams in the ABL. They have really fallen off in these past 2 or 3 games.
Only 6 conversions against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons in their last game. Only have 2 right now, both in the second quarter.
Moses Morgan pulls up and airballs it, but another offensive board. And the Mono Vampire for an easy 2.
Lucky break there as Sang Tong gets his first 2 points of the contest. Mono Vampire leading by 3.
Mayo got the space there, unable to get the ball. Moses Morgan runs out, but Michael Singletary able to clean up the rebound and get another 2 points for the Vampire. Maxi Esho in the corner against Singletary. That's a big-time matchup. Going in the pace against him. Unable to get it down again. Maxi Esho has not had it easy trying to score the basket.
But they will get another opportunity to score. Talking about the Taipei Fubon Braves as Moses Morgan could not control the rebound down low. Lost his grip on it. Fresh 14 on the shot clock for the Blue Shirts.
Home getting it into OJ Mayo. OJ has not gotten into this groove aside from a 3-pointer earlier. Gets it to Chang Po Wei. Kicks it to the corner. Home for 3. Gets it down.
Finally something from the sweet shooter as he inches his team closer. 4 seconds remaining.
What a drive by Michael Singletary to close out the half, keeping the Mono Vampire up ahead by 4. It's 34-30 for the home team as we head into the halftime break. We'll be back in a bit for the second half of action here in the ASEAN Basketball League Season 10 at GSB Stadium 29.
Turning point, trigger break, 15 minutes. ทำการพักเบรกกันสักครู่นะคะในเวลา 15 นาทีด้วยกันซึ่งเมื่อสักครู่นะคะก็เป็นอีก 2 คะแนนนะคะจากไมค์นะคะซึ่งได้รับกำลังใจนะคะจากท่านผู้ชมในสนามแห่งนี้นะคะแล้วก็
We're back. This is the 10th season of the ASEAN Basketball League here at GSB Stadium 29 Nonthaburi, Thailand. Mono Vampire up ahead 34-30 against the Taipei Fubon Braves. A 19-6 run in the last 5 minutes have gotten them back up in the lead. OJ Mayo though looking to get Taipei Fubon Braves back in the game. Another missed mid-range jumper by Charles Garcia.
But that has been his most effective shot for this ball game. He will not stop trying to get money from that area.
Michael Singletary, though, a relatively quiet game, passing it off to Freddie Lish. Getting the screen, going for the floater, rims out barely, but Mike Morrison unable to finish again. And again, Fubon Braves back in the run. Maxi Esho goes through, does not get it to go in, but does get the foul.
Comes up limping here as he might have stepped on something after going for that layup.
Just looks...
Our cameraman. He probably stepped on our cameraman here.
Yeah, pretty... It seems to be minor, though, as he's shaking it off, walking around. And the Mono Vampire know how good Maxi Esho is. They played against each other in the semifinals last year. He was a disruptive force against most of the players on this Mono Vampire team. They do not want him to get red hot. No, he misses the first free throw.
No player scoring double digits in our first half. Led by Tyler Lamb as our leading scorer with 9 points. Singletary had 7. On the flip side, it was Maxi Esho, who had 6, alongside Sai, who gets the steal here.
Mike Morrison, yet another turnover. And Majo baits Tyler Lamb into a reach-in foul there with a fancy moves.
Tyler Lamb also picking up his 3rd personal foul. Went to the quick crossover, hand inside the cookie jar for Lamb.
Braves get another chance to add on. Joseph Lin from the corner does not knock it in. Michael Singletary tried to thread the needle. Catches the foot of Maxi Esho.
I thought that was an ill-advised shot coming from Joseph Lin. Way too early in the shot clock. When you have 3 imports on the floor, you try to take advantage because at any point in this ball game, when they have 3 imports, it would mean one of them will be defended by a local from Mono Vampire.
And that is taking advantage of the attention on defense of Mike Singletary, getting a nifty pass to Narativ. He's been doing that a lot in this game. Joseph Lin has Freddie Lish on him, tries to needle one in, goes on the other end. Mono Vampire have the numbers. Tyler Lamb does not get the 3. OJ Mayo gets the rebound. Saiwen Cheng, he has been money from mid-range this game for Fubon.
Uncle basketball, nothing fancy, but definitely effective coming from Sai.
Freddie Lish gets it to Morrison. Again, another turnover by Morrison. Esho kicks it back and forth, going the other way. Singletary drives, misses the front of the rim. Morrison will clean that up easily, though.
Michael Morrison not going down on defense. Luckily for him, the Taipei Fubon Braves ended up muffing that fast break opportunity, leading to 2 points on the other side for himself.
Mayo going to the left, getting clobbered. Mono Vampire out in the running again, adds to the lead with a layup from Freddie Lish.
And now this will be a timeout coming out for the Taipei Fubon Braves. It was the visiting team that went on a run in the second quarter, but now it's the home team starting to build an advantage now at 7 points, 40-33.
Mono Vampire taking advantage of their speed and the missed shots by the Taipei Fubon Braves. 12 fast break points already in this game as they're up by 7 here in the third quarter.
Biggest lead of the ball game now for Mono Vampire. Taipei Fubon Braves led by as many as 9 points in the second quarter, quickly erased by the home squad. Let's see now if Fubon can find a way to bounce back in this contest.
Joseph Lin and OJ Mayo in the backcourt for the Braves. It's going to be OJ bringing it up this time. Kicks it all the way to the corner to Lin. There's Mike Morrison on him. Now Freddie Lish. Charles Garcia does not attack the basket that much. Gets fouled there by Mike Morrison as he fades away for the jumper.
Chuck Garcia working hard, trying to find a way to score. Morrison admitting that mistake as he was a little too aggressive in trying to deny Garcia.
But overall, Mike Morrison has done a good job on Charles Garcia, keeping him away from the paint. Rarely seeing an opportunity near the rim by Chuck.
And he has played good defense all around, 10 rebounds, a steal and 3 blocks for Morrison, although he only has 5 points in the game, and worse, he has 5 turnovers.
That's going to be something to focus on for the Mono Vampire, but right now, Freilish attacking with Joseph Lin on him. Michael Singletary attacks, nice pass to Morrison, and what a passing game this has been for Michael Singletary.
The chemistry between those two imports, as soon as Singletary drew the double, he knew that Morrison was wide open down low.
Singletary so far has only 3 assists, but we've seen a lot of beautiful passes getting his teammates into good opportunities.
You know, TK, coaches will often tell their players, you have to help the helper. In that case, it was Garcia, who was the helper. He closed the baseline from Michael Singletary, but no one picked up his man, and Michael Morrison, who misses both free throws anyway.
Morrison 1 for 4 from the line this game. Fubon Braves coach Su Chin-cha continues to go even deeper, bringing in Yang Xing-shi, only making his appearance this year in the past couple of games. Joseph Lin attacking Freddie once again, gets a pass to Yang, kicks it to the corner. Uncle Sai patiently getting his shot, but does not go down. OJ Mayo, quick trigger, and that's been his kind of shot this game.
You know, TK, more often than not, when it is an offensive rebound, 3-point shots open up because the defense is not set. Fishing expedition does not work out for Singletary, but they will have another opportunity. No one picking up the ball, though. A little too tentative there were the Mono Vampire.
It's a little bit of miscommunication in the hustle of the moment. Mike Singletary feeling a lot of contact and expressing that with the refs. Narati Bunserm is substituted out there, gonna bring back Moses Morgan, giving the Mono Vampire a slightly bigger body on defense. OJ Mayo knocked down a 3 earlier, attacking spin moves to the basket, and it barely rims out. It is not his night today. And there's the foul that Singletary was looking for. Maybe a bit of an extra contact after the whistle, but nothing out of the control as the refs do not signal anything further.
And you can see the world imports of the Taipei Fubon Braves coming to the rescue of their local teammates. They saw that little elbow coming from Singletary. OJ Mayo talking to him, reminding him not to do anything like that again. Chuck Garcia also having some choice words for Michael Singletary.
Yeah, Tyler Lamb also talking to OJ Mayo. Just having a friendly chat, hopefully. Moses Morgan with Sai on him, tries to attack. Gets it to Freddie Lish, takes his first 3 of the game. Another rebound by Mike Morrison. Gets it to Lamb. Lamb getting OJ Mayo on his back, gets it to the corner for Michael Singletary, wide again. Singletary obviously disturbed by something on that shot.
2 air balls now from the 3-point range in this ball game.
Sai gets it back to Garcia. OJ Mayo back to Sai. Sai attacking. High looping layup does not go down. Mono Vampire keeping the lead at 2 right now. And again, the pace slowing down a bit. Singletary from mid-range. A foul is called. Should be away from the action, so it's possibly 2 points for the Mono Vampire, and they will get possession. Yeah, as you see there, Yang Xing-shi with Mike Morrison tussling down there around the free throw line.
Oh, they're so worried about the rebounding prowess of Morrison that Yang was already face guarding him, just a little too aggressive that time around.
That might be an even worse foul than the and one, as Mono gets 2 points and an extra possession. Freddie Lish to Singletary. Singletary makes it a 4-point play, adding on to the lead. Fubon down by 6. Charles Garcia far from the basket, gets it to Mayo. Mayo staring down Lamb, gets the screen, kicks it back, gets it tapped away by Morgan. That is going to be a foul on Moses Morgan. Guo Chao-Che guarding his running lane as Moses Morgan bumps into him. They will get the ball back. Shot clock at 6 seconds. OJ Mayo, another quick trigger. Does not go down this time. Cole with a rebound. Kuo nearly gets it swiped away by Freddie, but kicking it back. Kuo knocks down the three for Fubon.
Well, he deserved that shot attempt because he was the player who kept it alive for the Taipei Fubon Braves. Picks up the offensive rebound, gets the ball back, and sinks a three.
Singletary sees the disadvantage on the Fubon Braves defense and attacks it for another two.
If the three-point shots are not falling, taken inside Garcia. Wrestling basically down low between Morrison and the substitute player that was Yang for the Taipei Fubon Braves. Look at this.
Yang has been on a mission ever since coming into the court just to bring the physicality against Mike Morrison. Obviously, Coach Roger Hsu feels like he's done his job and bringing him back to the bench.
You know what's a matchup I'd pay to see? Yang versus Sang Tong.
Let's see if we can get that to happen in the fourth quarter. Maxi Esho kicks it to Garcia again from mid-range. Barely rims out. Morrison with yet another board. Lamb attacking. Gets it to Morrison, gets a lane, then rolls in the layup.
Mono Vampire rebuilding the advantage back up to 7 points. It was down to 2 just a moment ago. That's a clear foul on Singletary.
Chuck Garcia got the matchup he wanted, which was anyone except Michael Morrison, and attacked. Singletary can't believe the call, but contact there. Pretty clear. Still the only Singletary's first personal foul.
You can really feel that Garcia was bothered by that hit coming from Singletary. Point of the elbow might have landed on this side.
Yeah, but he's been taking a lot of contact from Morrison throughout the entire game as well. Might have been just accumulation up to that point. Garcia though missing that first one. As we see far away, Nopor Sangtong looking to get into the game, giving Mike Morrison a break. Andre Alab with the depth he has, just able to rest his imports effectively. And again, without Preston Knowles in this game.
So you're missing double-digit scoring, double-digit assist numbers. And still they're up by 6 against the Taipei Fubon Braves.
Tyler Lamb gets open but does not knock it down. Despite in motion. Kuo knocked down the three earlier. Gets it to Charles Garcia. He has a smaller Sangtong on him. Gets inside. Once again draws the foul. And that's a smart move by Taipei, going to Charles Garcia with Mike Morrison on the bench.
That is definitely the case, as Garcia will now head to the free throw line. The extra physical defense coming from Sang Tong. So it's the locals really doing their best defending the main bigs of the other squad.
Garcia with the attempts, possibly. There we go. He's the first player in double digits for Fubon Braves in this game. Freddie bringing the ball up, gets it to Singletary, attacking Esho down the baseline. Ball is still in play. Kuo gets two Mono Vampire players up in the air. A smart fake by the local.
Good patient move there. The Mono Vampire defenders not really communicating on who will jump, who will stay home, as they give up 2 points on the break, 48-45.
Break out, and then the trailing team just coming back and making it a close contest throughout.
And that is why we're still hopeful to get a game as exciting as how the first one ended between these two teams. What a move from Tyler Lamb.
A rare, easy, well not easy, but a rare open basket for the Mono Vampire there, slicing through the defense.
Easy for him, impossible for the rest of us.
OJ Mayo looking to attack back, getting an open shot for Hung Chi Shan, still cannot find his mark. Freddie Lish getting it to Lamb, knocked down the layup earlier. Lish getting a screen, shaking it inside. Michael Singletary crashes the board. Fubon Braves are not going to like that effort on the defensive boards.
Zero communication between the teammates wearing blue, leaving Singletary wide open for that putback opportunity.
OJ Mayo, what a pass to Sang Wen Ting. Gets an easy 2 points for Fubon, much needed, just as the Mono Vampire were looking to break away. Sangtong with a screen for Lish. Lamb gets closed out quickly, trying to shake off the defense by Kuo. Pulls up for 3 from the corner. Bad miss. Noparn Sangtong gets corralled down by Sang Wen Ting. Crowd not liking the action.
But for the second straight time, TK, that's an offensive rebound given up by the Taipei Fubon Braves. A bit of a lucky break because no one expected Tyler Lamb to miss that 3-point shot by hitting the side of the backboard.
Yeah, but that's been a case of a lot of the shots by the Mono Vampire these games. They've been missing shots unexpectedly and landing into the right hands. Looking at his hands a bit after missing that first free throw. Been getting a lot of extended minutes from Coach Andre Alab this season. Just being a physical enforcer on the defensive end. Fubon pushing the pace, getting it to Kuo in the corner for 3, and he gets it once again.
Same exact corner where he sang his first long shot, and now only a long 2. Foot on the line for Kuo, but still he'd take it as he brings their deficit down to just 3, 52-49.
Lish getting it to Lamb. Lamb shaking the defense. Unable to get loose though. Shot clock winding down, gets open for the mid-range. Oh, what a series of moves by Lamb.
That was filthy. Coming from Tyler Lamb, going between the legs and then fading away for the sweet jumper.
OJ Mayo. Kuo once again does not get the answer they need. Mono Vampire pushing the pace. Kicks it to Morgan. Morgan pulls up. Stops the momentum a bit for the Mono Vampire. Fubon Braves really pushing the ball up. OJ Mayo gets open and the layup plus the foul.
Good find coming from Kuo. He saw that OJ Mayo was already cutting to the basket. Sinks the lefty layup and draws a foul for the bonus.
That is something that was missing from the Fubon Braves early in the first half. Just pushing the ball up and just waiting to see how the offense develops, and it worked out for them that time.
Michael Morrison returns to action as Sangtong appears to have injured his hand, perhaps in that hard foul coming from Sang Wen Ting.
Maybe jamming a finger or something in that range. Mayo, though, surprisingly cold from the line in this game. Nonetheless, the Braves are back to within 3. Possibly one of the last possessions of this quarter. 20 seconds left. Singletary has Lin Ming Xue on him. Singletary drives. Gets close to the basket and just patiently looking for his shot there in the paint.
3 defenders on OJ Mayo.
And the clock of the third quarter runs to 0 as the Mono Vampire stay up ahead by 5. We'll be back for the last 10 minutes of action here in the ASEAN Basketball League Season 10. We're about to start the last 10 minutes of action here at GSB Stadium 29. This is the ASEAN Basketball League Season 10 Rise to Greatness. Mono Vampire up ahead 56-51 against the Taipei Fubon Braves. There you have it. Two of the better performance from the players this game. Mike Morrison, 7 points, 14 boards. On the other end, OJ Mayo with 7 points, 4 rebounds. They will need more from him in this game. 8 points, sorry, for OJ Mayo.
3 of 12 from the field, DK. 1 of 7 from the 2-point range for OJ Mayo. Averages 22.2 points per contest, so that's still 14 away. Let's see if he can pick things up here in the fourth and final quarter of action.
They will need to stop Michael Singletary, though, coming alive in the second half already with 17 points and 10 boards. There he is with the ball. Kicking back to Freddie Lish, though, trying to get Mike Morrison in the paint. Charles Garcia with his hands up does not matter for Morrison.
He has a size advantage, and then when he hits you with a hook shot, that is very difficult to get to, very difficult to block, especially when he unleashes it that quickly.
A bit ambitious there by Joseph Lin. The last Braves still get the ball. Whoa, who's been having a great second half. Kicks it to Sai. Sai gets to Lin for 3. Bit long, a bit too strong. That's been the story of the Fubon Braves in this game.
Good patient offense, though, coming from the Taipei Fubon Braves. Got the shot that they wanted, kept the defense guessing. Lin just could not sink the 3 ball.
Freddie Lish with a strong drive, drawing a foul on the Braves. Seems like it will be on Lin Ming Shui. Or actually, it's on Joseph Lin, who picks up his 4th. It's a big deal for the Fubon Braves. Singletary, mid-range J. And again, another foul on Mike Morrison. Another foul. It's on the Braves, but the contact on Morrison away from the ball.
That's a veteran move coming from Morrison. He felt the contact, the aggression of the box out coming from Lin, so he pulled him, fell down, and drew the call.
He's been doing that a lot this game. Ananti gets the commitment and drops it down to Morrison for the throwdown.
Ananti with the creation again. No one helping the helper. Chuck Garcia left on an island there as Morrison gets a slam dunk.
Vampire 9-point lead. Chuck Garcia trying to attack. Ball goes out of his hands. Everything swaying to the way of the Mono Vampire as there will be a timeout called on the floor by the Fubon Braves. Mono Vampire building up their biggest lead so far, and once again it's Michael Singletary leading the way. 17 big points and 10 more boards in this game. Taipei Fubon Braves, though, have done their work to not let the Mono Vampire get away too far. Just unable to get the hump and reclaim the lead.
60-51 is the count. You know, that early timeout just shows you how important the next couple of minutes will be for the Taipei Fubon Braves. They need to put a stop to this run coming from Mono Vampire. They need to start inching closer in this ball game.
An opportunity for the first double-digit lead in this game. Michael Singletary gets it to Lish. He's been having his way with Joseph Lin. Gets it to Mike Morrison, kicks it to the corner. Anante fakes, pulls up for the mid-range J. Barely missed, but did everything right. Talking about the Mono Vampire on that side of the offense. Fubon Braves, Joseph Lin pulls up for three. He has been missing all of those today.
0 of 3 from downtown now for Joseph Lin. As you still are not seeing Maxi Esho back in the ball game. Did not look right after landing earlier.
Possibly that has been bothering him and they're just staying safe. Oh, Michael Singletary getting a foul there on the drive. Going to the line for two. One of the best foul magnets in the ABL over the past 3 seasons. Surprisingly though, his first trip to the line tonight.
Because it has been Michael Morrison who's the foul magnet for Mono Vampire. 2 misses though coming from Michael Singletary.
Both teams not really doing well from the charity stripe in this game. Charles Garcia setting up the offense, getting it to Sai, back to Mayo, Lin getting it to the corner. Lin makes sure he sees a lane, drops it to Garcia and gets the dunk, a rare inside basket from Garcia.
Let's see now if that will be able to get the Taipei Fubon Braves going here in the 4th quarter. Still a lot of time to work with. 7 minutes, 20 seconds. They're only down by 8.
Singletary pulls up from that range, does not go down. Braves in the running. Sai gets it to Lin. They're looking for Charles Garcia, who has Moses Morgan on him. Backing Morgan down, draws the foul. The basket will not count. And that's what the Braves are looking for.
Charles Garcia playing bully basketball. Now he's trying to tell Moses Morgan that there's no way he's stopping him down low.
That is a tough matchup for Morgan, but we've seen that he has been able to stand his ground against some of the bigger imports in the ABL so far this season. OJ Mayo. Morgan, though, getting called for a foul, trying to swipe from behind. Bit of a gamble there by Morgan.
And if you're Mono Vampire, the last thing that you want is to head into the penalty situation early because you have the lead and you do not want to allow the Braves to get back into the game from the free throw line or from the 3-point range.
Perfect answer by the Braves. Back to within 5. Sai has quietly been having a good game by his own accounts.
11 points for Sai. They're playing very well with 4 rebounds and 3 steals as well.
Singletary kicks it to the corner. Moses Morgan cannot answer. Singletary with an offensive board. And the putback with the left hand. Again, those offensive boards are really killing the Taipei Fubon Braves. Mayo to whom? Gets it inside to Lin, unable to handle the ball. But it is out on the Mono Vampire. Nearly a good feed inside for the Braves.
But a good read from Ananti. Unfortunately for them, Lish did not have enough space to try and save that ball.
12 seconds on the shot clock for the Braves. Tyler Lamb coming back into the game for Freddie Lish. Lamb with 4 personal fouls. Balls with Garcia. AJ Mayo has Moses Morgan on him as he gets the ball there with Mike Morrison on him now. Gonna shake that loose, gets inside the right-handed floater. Goes in for OJ Mayo.
That's just pure talent coming from OJ Mayo. 2 defenders who were all over him, not even a problem.
Singletary gets it to Morgan, kicks it to Lamb from the corner. Rims out and Anante almost getting the offensive board, but the Fubon Braves get another stop.
Taipei Fubon being very stubborn in this matchup, refusing to give up, even if they've been down double digits here in the fourth quarter.
They can cut it down to a one-possession game. OJ Mayo getting into the corner to Hung Shishan. Now to Garcia, who has Mike Morrison back on him. Beautiful spin move. And it's called for a foul. Should be on Ananti. Actually, it is on Mike Morrison, it seems, as the refs signal for a fourth personal foul. That's a big call.
The conversations continue between these players. They've been very talkative, let's just say, throughout this entire matchup.
Charles Garcia is one who is known to be talkative in games, just an expressionate player. Garcia cutting it to a one-possession game, down by only 3 points now, nearly midway through the fourth quarter.
If you're the Taipei Fubon Braves, this is exactly the situation you want to be in. Just allow yourself to have an opportunity to steal this one in the end game.
Mike Morrison passing it out to Moses Morgan inside, gets open, gets the foul and one.
At the last moment, Moses Morgan suddenly breaking away from the defense, drawing a foul inside. It was actually poor spacing already for Mono Vampire when Morrison was able to stay out of Morgan's way for this end one opportunity.
Moses Morgan not scoring that much so far in this game, but coming up with a big basket here. Does not get the free throw though. Again, that has been the struggle for both teams.
6 of 17 from the free throw line. This game would have been over if only Mono took care of their free throws. And speaking of free throws, OJ Mayo will be heading back to the stripe for 2 more.
The fans not liking the call. It's a technical foul called on Mike Morrison. That will be his 5th. That will be Mike Morrison's 5th personal foul as he's trying to make his case on his way off the court. Obviously, no one on the Mono Vampire bench loving this. No one in the court. None of the fans are loving this as they sound their disapproval. That's going to be a big deal in this last 5 minutes. It's a timeout. Timeout is called by the Mono Vampire to figure out how they're going to finish this game without their main big man, who has had a double-double of 11 points and 14 boards. About to head back onto the court. Just less than 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Charles Garcia is going to be a big piece for the Fubon Braves as they attempt their comeback here with Mike Morrison. There you see on the screen, taking already 5 fouls and will be sitting on the bench for the remainder of this game.
But we still have not seen Maxi Esho returning to the contest. For the Taipei Fubon Braves, you can see him at the tail end of their bench. Towel draped over his head. Mayo now on the stride for 2.
Maxi Esho only 7 points and 4 rebounds in 22 minutes this game. But the Braves have gotten good bench production, especially out of Kuo Xiaoxue. As Mayo knocks down 2, Braves back within 3. Freddie Lish brings it back up. He has Mike Singletary, Tyler Lamb, and Moses Morgan. Tyler Lamb has Mayo on him, trying to drive on that side. Gets a foul on OJ Mayo. It's only his second foul, but the Braves have reached the limit of team fouls, so Lamb will be going to the line.
No free throws, TK, especially in a ball game that is tight as this. Could determine a win and the loss. It has not been a great free throw shooting performance for Mono Vampire as a squad. They're 7 of 18 after that make coming from Tyler Lamb.
Yes, sir, but Lamb has been 5 for 5, so if there's anyone you want to go to the line for the Mono Vampire, it's that guy. So he knocks down another one. OJ Mayo has Lamb on him, asking for the screen, gets one from Seng Wen Ting. Mayo from mid-range draws the foul. A lot of fouls called here. Refs trying to control the physicality. Probably getting into that landing spot for OJ Mayo. Mayo now goes to the line. He's had a surprisingly poor shooting night from the charity stripe, 2 for 5, and knocks down that one.
Turning out to be a free throw shooting contest between these two teams at this stage of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, we're stuck in a deadlock here, going back between a 5-point deficit and a 3-point deficit. Tyler Lamb going back to the line again as he draws a foul on Seng Wen Ting.
Sang, the veteran, the big man, could not get out of the way as he is whistled for a blocking foul. Yep, easy call to make there. But you have to really be careful, especially because you know that your team is already in the penalty with the team's best free throw shooter back on the free throw line.
And continues to knock down these threes. Been a 90% free throw shooter this season, which is actually higher than his previous seasons in the ABL, an area he's been improving on. Continues to stay perfect.
So 3 points has been the barrier here for Mono Vampire. As Tyler Lamb has another outstanding performance with 18 points.
OJ Mayo kicks it to side, fakes, gets inside. Hook shot not able to go down.
Baby, that one a little bit, kept it short. Was in a great position to score.
Freddie Lish nearly steps into a 3. Crowd wanted him to take that a bit.
Coach did not.
As the Mono Vampire just trying to slow it down. Shot clock winding down. Tyler Lamb pulls up from a couple of feet back. That would have been a big one. Yes, Braves on the attack again. Charles Garcia has Moses Morgan on him and he pokes it away. Orange shirts on the run. Nice tap by Ananti for an easy finish by Tyler Lamb. And that is a big swing for the Mono Vampire as the Fubon Braves are forced to use another timeout. We'll be back in a bit for the last few minutes of this game. A smart, unselfish move by Chitrayananthi, setting up Tyler Lam for his 20th point, extending the Mono Vampire lead to 7 at 71-64 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Taipei Fubon Braves have been unable to cross the threshold of 3-point deficit. Struggling to get that offense clicking.
Still enough time for them to overcome this deficit, but they have to start putting in the work here and now. Talking about the Taipei Fubon Braves, it might have been a struggle of a ball game, but they can still turn things around. Only 6 3-point conversions for the Braves, like what they had against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons.
Joseph Lin back in the game, gets it to Sai. A quick layup to get 2 points on the board.
13 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. An efficient performance in about 23 minutes of action for Tsai.
They've been needing that, especially with Maxi Esho seemingly still injured on the bench for the Braves. Tyler Lamb shaking the defense, gets inside. Charles Garcia gets the held ball violation. Great hands by Chuck. So the refs confirm their call. It's going to be a held ball violation. Checking the possession arrow, the Braves get the ball back, so a crucial defensive stop there. J. Mayo getting it up in the air for Charles Garcia.
Alley-oop connection between the two world imports. And you can feel the momentum could possibly be shifting now towards the Braves.
2 big plays by Charles Garcia on both ends, taunting Michael Singletary there a bit. Singletary pulls up for 3 and a big basket. Clutch dagger by Michael Singletary.
That is why you do not test Michael Singletary, because he can drain one right between your eyes.
O.J. Mayo gets back with the jumper. Things are clicking up here in this matchup. 74-70, Mono Vampire in the lead. We're here in the last 2 minutes. Singletary now has Kuo on him. Step back 2, does not roll it in, but gets the foul, and will be going to the line.
Oh, picking up Michael Singletary. That was a mismatch from the start. Clear foul there. Now Singletary will be stepping to the line for 2.
Talk about killer mentality by Michael Singletary. Getting taunted by Charles Garcia, just stepping in that 3 right in his face. You were feeling that he wanted the ball right then and there, just to prove a point.
And this was exactly what we were talking about in the pre-game, TK. We said that even if Singletary does not have the numbers that the other imports might be having in this particular season, when push comes to shove, Mono Vampire will always go through Singletary.
O.J. Mayo with some fancy footwork getting inside. He's been stepping up as well here in the final moments.
Refusing to quit are the Taipei Fubon Braves, sticking in this ball game as Garcia goes up against Singletary once again. Now it's Lamb having possession.
Big time steal by Joseph Lin on the other end. Floats it in for 2. We have a 2-point game and a timeout called by the Mono Vampire to save the situation. We'll be back in a bit. Freddie Lish, Moses Morgan. That's Michael Singletary on the court. That's Tyler Lamb and Chitrayananthi. Again, this matchup, Singletary and Charles Garcia. A clutch dagger earlier, right in the face of Garcia. Goes for it again, rims out this time. O.J. Mayo gets the rebound for the Fubon Braves. A chance to tie or take the lead. They get it to Garcia. Attacks Moses Morgan. Gets fouled. Charles Garcia back to the charity stripe.
It's a great decision coming from O.J. Mayo to go to his main man down low. Moses Morgan could have just tried to stay vertical, tried to stay away from a foul, but he lowered his arm. Garcia baited for the contact and sinks the first free throw.
You have to remember, Charles Garcia was the guy who knocked down the clutch free throws in their last close matchup against the Mono Vampire at home. He's going to have to stay clutch here in this game. Already 7 for 9 so far in this game. Garcia goes 2 for 2 heading into this final minute.
Down by as many as 10 points here in the fourth quarter. Now level.
Lish is not down, but Whoa! Who has had a great game in the second half, accidentally tips it in. 2 points for the Mono Vampire. Mayo kicks it to Joseph Lin, gets Freddie Lish in the air, gets blocked by Anante. The crowd on their feet.
TK, 2-second difference between game clock and shot clock. I might think about fouling at this stage.
Charles Garcia gets the steal, and Mike Singletary fouls him just as you were calling for a foul. Chuck Garcia comes up huge.
I think he went for broke. He might have been going for a foul, but tried to go for a steal instead. Swipe for Chuck Garcia, and he draws a foul from Singletary. Now, Garcia is back on the free throw line for 2.
Refs are going to check.
Wow, this could be huge if they whistle this as an unsportsmanlike foul. Coach Andres Ulrep will have to go back to his side of the floor to avert any situation from emanating from their side.
What a build-up this was. Both teams struggling on offense throughout the entire game. Just picking it up here in these last 2 minutes. Plenty of credit to Charles Garcia.
And the case here, I think, for the Taipei Fubon Braves was that Joe Lin was already ahead with no defender between him and the basket.
Yeah, that's a big point for the refs if they're going to call this an unsportsmanlike foul. That's the last man. That's the last line of defense, and a foul like that is easily called for an unsportsmanlike. And that's the case here as Charles Garcia lining up for a chance. Garcia, ice in his veins, knocks down the first one.
The Taipei Fubon Braves can actually win it, whatever the result of this next free throw would be. But of course, they'd want a tie or win situation. Second free throw is good.
Tie game. Charles Garcia, what a bounce back. We mentioned in the pregame how much he struggled previously against the Dragons, and there is no better way to come back than this. 6.1 seconds. OJ Mayo loses the ball. Fast break ahead. Anante loses it. What a tip away by OJ Mayo, but there's still time left for the Mono Vampire.
Mayo getting to it right on time, as this will be a drawn-up play. Coaches usually have special plays for this one.
Andre Erlip trying to go audible. 1.2 seconds. Michael Singletary inbounding the ball. Gets it to Anante. It's tipped away. Time runs out. The refs, the ball was knocked away. I do not know if they're going to check for the exact timing.
Well, what a fight this has been, TK. Chuck Garcia deserves a lot of credit because he really injected life into the Taipei Fubon Braves. They were dead in the water here in the fourth quarter, down by as many as 10 points. But his energy, his ability to power his team emotionally And of course, those important free throws and that big-time steal, allowing them to pull even as they force the overtime period.
But not only that, Charles Garcia, just him not backing down after getting drilled on a three-pointer by Michael Singletary. That sent a message to the entire team to not give up. And that's why they're here, seemingly tied at 78, heading for an overtime session. The refs have checked the clock, and there is still 1 second left for the Mono Vampire. Moses Morgan to inbound the ball. Singletary gets it in the corner, fades away, and it nearly goes down. GSB Stadium 29 was ready to explode, but they'll have to save it for later as we have 5 more minutes left here in Thailand. What a game this has been. We will be back for some extra time in this game. What an exciting game this has been in GSB Stadium 29, Nonthaburi, Thailand. This is the ASEAN Basketball League Season 10. Both teams have risen to greatness here as we approach the 5-minute extra time. Mono Vampire and the Taipei Fubon Braves knotted up at 78 as the orange shirts are about to get this overtime in process.
Mono Vampire led by Michael Singletary with 27 points, 13 rebounds. Michael Morrison fouled out with 11 points and 14 rebounds. Tyler Lamb has 19 points in the ball game. On the flip side for the Braves, Chuck Garcia with 20, Mayo with 18, and Sai with 13.
Chuck Garcia almost coming up with a steal again there. Moses Morgan from the corner, again hitting that side of the backboard. It's been troubling the Vampires this game. OJ Mayo gets it to Sai. Nice pass to Quo, and he lays it in. Quo once again with a big basket for the Braves.
What a time for Quo to play one of his better games in the season so far. He has 9 points in the contest. More importantly, Fubon has a 2-point lead.
Chichai Ananti gets fouled by Mayo and will go to the line.
Over number 9.
We have seen a great deal of entertaining games here at GSB Stadium 29. This is their third overtime game of the season. Previously won against Alab Pilipinas. where they lost after Michael Singletary knocking down a clutch three-pointer to tie the game. Singletary knocking down a clutch three in this game as well, but here Mono Vampire find themselves down by 1 point, and this guy has been doing it all. Charles Garcia. Joseph Linda gets the ball to OJ Mayo, kicking it back to Sai Wen Cheng, who takes the three, misses. Mono Vampire with a board. Freddie Lish goes for three, and it goes down.
Full confidence coming from Freddie Lish. Has not taken a lot of shots in this ball game, but sinks an important one to send him up by 2.
Lish cannot defend OJ Mayo there. Seems like it'd be a bit of a contact as OJ Mayo got loose, but nonetheless, we're back tied again at 82. Lamb. 20 points in this game, has Garcia on him, tries to go to the right, Garcia with just enough defense. OJ Mayo ends up with the board. Mayo slowly bringing that back up, pulls up for three, does not get it. Charles Garcia, the ball is knocked out of his hands by his own teammate. Mono Vampire attacking, Singletary down the baseline, gets fouled by Sai. Just a tough guy to control when he goes to the basket.
A lot of tired players on the floor right now for both teams. For Mono Vampire, Preston Knowles not seeing action with an injury in this contest. Michael Morrison fouling out midway through the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, for the Taipei Fubon Braves, Maxi Esho also suffering an injury here in the second half. Has not played a lot of minutes as he is limited to only 22 minutes of action with 7 points and 4 rebounds in this contest.
A bit adding to the list of missing players there. Joseph Lin will be heading to the bench after collecting 5 personal fouls. He's been struggling with only 4 points in this game, though he has 4 assists. Singletary gets the Mono Vampire back into the lead. Fubon Braves bringing it back up. OJ Mayo getting it to Garcia, who has Morgan on him. Charles Garcia taking advantage of that mismatch once again.
I get the idea that they're trying to preserve Singletary for offense, but at some point, he might have to be the one guarding Garcia for a better shot at stopping. What a move coming from Tyler Lamb.
Just spicy moves left and right, adding on to the top. 2 points for the Mono Vampire, taking back the lead, just trading punches back and forth by both teams. Fubon Braves on offense have been going to that 2-man game between Mayo and Charles Garcia. Let's go if they get back to them again. Here we go. Switch gets Morgan on Garcia. Backing down. Double teamed. And a traveling violation call. Good defense by Moses Morgan and Freddie Lish.
Double team against Chuck Garcia, forcing him to drag his pivot foot. Sharp call by the referee, but definitely a correct one.
The Vampire with a crucial possession here. Spreading it up to a 2-possession game is a big deal with only less than 2 minutes left. Moses Morgan attacks. Goes up in the air, misses the layup. Away. Cleverly drops it off to Charles Garcia. Now with Mayo. Mayo has Morgan on him. There we go. Charles Garcia now with Singletary on him. Trying to back him down. Again with a double team. Kicks it to the corner. Swinging it around. OJ Mayo. Simon Cheng attacks. Kuo Chao Chia pops up for 3 just as shot clock goes out, but the rebound. The ball is turned over. Mono Vampire come out of that possession unscathed.
So many opportunities for the Braves, just could not take advantage as Mono Vampire will burn some clock.
Michael Singletary with Charles Garcia on him, though he kicks it to Lamb. Lamb stepping back, crossover. Unable to complete the highlight once again. Charles Garcia trying to attack off the dribble. Gets loose. Mono Vampire on the break and a foul by Kuo Chao Chia. Freddie Lish rolling to the ground.
Chuck Garcia trying to do too much there. Evaded his first defender, was not ready for the second as Tyler Lamb takes the ball away. Freddie Lish fouled from behind by Kuo. As Lish will now step to the free throw line. As he said, TK, it's crucial for them to extend this advantage to a 2-possession ball game.
51 seconds left. Freddie Lish, his first trip to the line. He has 8 points so far. Shot only 3 for 8. Knocks down the first one though.
Looks like an unsportsmanlike foul was whistled because there are no rebounders currently on the free throw. So similar to the call that Chuck Garcia got late in that fourth quarter, Mono gets the same call here. And now they can really put more pressure against the Taipei Fubon Braves if they score in this extra possession.
Again, less than 1 minute left. Fubon Braves on the defensive end, down by 4. Freddie Lish knocking down 2 free throws earlier. Burning away precious time for the Braves. Freddie Lish kicks it out to Singletary, fakes it. Moses Morgan goes up for 3, does not go down. Time is running out. The Fubon Braves have to attack. Siren Chang goes. Moses Morgan with the quick hands. Freddie Lish smartly pulls away, burning away even more time.
That's a foul here.
And finally, OJ Mayo fouling Singletary. It's his third personal. As a timeout is called. Mono Vampire looking in good position to come away with a win in this exciting matchup against the Taipei Fubon Braves. Gotta give a lot of credit to the Mono Vampire for playing without Preston Knowles in this game. Mike Morrison fouling out, withstanding Charles Garcia's clutch run in that fourth quarter.
But TK, I thought that OJ Mayo should have been a little more aggressive in looking for his own shot here in the overtime period, especially with the kind of effort already put into this ball game by Chuck Garcia in the fourth quarter. He was a little bit tired, I believe, which would have been perfect if OJ Mayo took over. But now they're facing a 6-point deficit with the second sticking away.
OJ Mayo gets the ball. Siren Cheng will get an easy layup. With only 6.9 seconds left. But unless Mono Vampire turning it over quickly. Should be the Mono Vampire going away with their 11th win of the season, further strengthening their hold on the top of the standings in the ABL. They will not foul, as Michael Singletary will hold on to the ball as time runs out. Mono Vampire coming away with a hard-fought victory in overtime over the Taipei Fubon Braves, 90-86, Carl.
Fourth straight defeat for the Taipei Fubon Braves as they suddenly hit a brick wall. Lost to Hong Kong Eastern, the Singapore Slingers, the Kuala Lumpur Dragons, and now Mono Vampire winning against them in overtime. 90-86 is your final score. It was great effort coming from the Braves, facing the best team in the league so far and putting in a much better effort compared to what they had against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons. Unfortunately for them, they were not able to take advantage of the absence of Preston Knowles because they lost Maxi Esho for a majority of the second half. It really, put a lot of pressure on OJ Mayo and Chuck Garcia to perform. Garcia did his part, gave them an opportunity to win, at least late in that contest, but they came up empty with Mono just being the steadier team in the overtime period.
The Fubon Braves will have a chance to regroup, do their homework, and come back as they play again early in March. Mono Vampire will have a chance to add on to the win total as they play the Singapore Slingers on February 19, but they come out with the win today. Once again, in overtime, 90-86 over the Fubon Braves. This has been a pleasure bringing this game to you, myself, TK, along with Carlo Pimentuan. This has been the ASEAN Basketball League Season 10 Rise to Greatness. We bring more entertaining games throughout this entire season, so stay tuned wherever you're watching this from.
Open is Regulus. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the